Hey guys, welcome back to the Coins and Connections podcast, season 4, episode 5. Today I'm here with a special guest. I have one of my hometown friends here. Her name is Kristen Sessions, and she is a native of Georgetown, South Carolina. She is married to Lieutenant Eric L. Sessions Jr. She has 2 daughters, Ava and Jada. Kristen has obtained both a bachelor's degree and master's degree from the University of South Carolina, Columbia. She's a male spouse to a U.S. Navy soldier, a licensed realtor in Virginia, and is a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So let's welcome Kristen to the podcast.
Hey, Kristen. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually, sipping on Moscato for everyone who's on YouTube. You know how I do. But we are going to go ahead and get into the rapid fire questions. So I have a few questions for you. And we're just going to ask you the questions and kind of what comes up first on your mind. Just go ahead and spit it out. So the first question is, describe yourself in 3 words. Well, this is good.
Let's see. I am loyal, I am honest, and I am happy. Yeah.
Okay. Love it. Those are solid words. Those are really solid words. So that's good. Where were you 2 years ago?
2 years ago, we were leaving Fort Bragg, headed up to Virginia, I want to say. Yeah. So it's 21. Yep. We were about to PCS to Virginia.
So tell me the last time you laughed out loud, like really hard.
Probably yesterday. I don't know if everybody knows, but Eric is a comedian. He may come off as very stone-faced, serious guy, but I laugh every day. Like, he is so funny. He jinxes me, the kids, everything. It is funny. Like, I laugh every day. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, where do you go to think? Like, where's your spot?
In my new office space.
Yes.
Yeah. It used to be upstairs, and the kids would always kind of come in and interrupt me, but I'll get up before them now, and I'll come down here and I work out, and then I'll, go take a shower and come back down here and just kind of chill and organize my day and get ready for the day.
Yes, I love my own space. Listen. So this question actually goes perfect for that. So what does your office space look like? So can you describe it to us?
I told you earlier, but it's doubling as our guest room, but we don't get a whole lot of guests. I mean, my parents might come up, Eric's mom might come up, but we don't have a lot of guests. So I just kind of push the bed back into the corner, and I have a desk up here, and I have 2 lamps. I have ring light, and I have my monitors and my computer and all that stuff set up here. I'm not really done with the space. I don't have my curtains up yet, but yeah, it's a work in progress in here.
So what's a piece that will complete your office?
Probably, I need a nice painting or something. So, because the walls are blank in here, so I need something, some color. My chair is pink, so I kind of it's the theme is gold and white and pops of pink. So probably a nice little piece that has painting for gold or something like that.
Yeah, I love those colors. I have done white, off-white, black and white, and then of course, because this is motivation. Kristen, so I want you to tell me about your business and when did you start and kind of how long have you been in the real estate industry?
I've been a licensed realtor this is going on my 2nd full year. I got licensed in October of 2019, and I'm a real estate agent, so I help buyers and sellers and investors buy and sell property.
Yes. Is it a buyer's market right now?
No, it is a seller's market.
It's a seller's market. Wow.
We need inventory everywhere. In Virginia, it is pretty low. We got an update at the beginning of the week, and it said that we have about 2 months worth of inventory.
Wow.
it. Yeah. And I'm sure it's the same way everywhere. So
Yeah.
it's seller's market. We need sellers. So if you're in the market to sell, now it's
Well, there's like 2 houses up the street from us and another one coming into the neighborhood. And then by my daughter's school, I saw a few. So I think people are getting when it's a prime time to sell. So a lot of people are going to be busy.
I hope so. We need sellers.
Yes. So can you explain or just tell us a little bit more about the first steps to buying a home?
So one of the first steps is maybe talking to a realtor. So finding a good realtor that'll actually work for you is one of the first steps. A lot of times people don't know who to talk to.
Yeah.
And honestly, it doesn't matter where you start, because if I had someone from my hometown call me, I could always find them a realtor in the area that could help them in the process. So the first step is to find a realtor. And the second step is to get pre-approved. So you'll know how much money, well, how much house you can afford.
Yeah.
So that's one of the second steps. You don't want to go shopping and find this like $500,000 house and you can only afford, about 200. It'll hurt your feelings.
Yeah, it will.
It'll make your house hunting kind of feel like, man, I'm not getting what I want, but you need to know what you can afford. And after that, then you can start house hunting.
Okay, so how, like on average, how many new buyers do you think you service a month?
So I'm still new. I'll put it out there. I'm still new. Right now in my pipeline, I have maybe about 10 buyers and maybe like 3 sellers. But I mean, it's never like a defined timeline.
Yeah.
Buyers and sellers just on their time. So they're in my pipeline, but we're working, but we don't have anything like in stone for some of them. And I have a couple one that's under contract and a couple that are shopping. So I mean, it's kind of hard to dictate month to month like what you're really doing, because sometimes folks will get all the way to the closing table and they'll say, oh, I don't know, or they'll find a house and they'll kind of back out. So you can't really count your eggs before they hatch in this business, because you might get your feelings hurt. So
that's some real advice. That's some real advice right there.
You just gotta kind of like go off your client and just talk to them, keep the communication open with them so you'll know what's going on. And if you need to slow down in the process, if you want to stop, because I had a couple that just were like, no, I just can't do this right now. So, you just got to be open to like what your client wants to do, because it's, a client-based business. I mean, it's not about me. It's about, what they want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you become a realtor? Was this something that you had thought about a few years and then was like, all right, I'm going to dive deep into it? Or was there like this pivotal moment you was like, this is what I'm going to do?
So actually, this is funny. When I graduated from undergrad in 2010, I remember sitting on my floor, because at that time, like me not being naive and being young, I didn't realize like 2010, like we were in like a bad spot in America and it was so hard to find a job. So luckily I did, have a job, but I was just sitting on my floor and I was like, I should just do real estate. And I looked it up and, I looked at the classes and all that stuff. And for some reason, I just didn't do it. I don't know why. I just didn't do it. So like fast forward to like 2015, 2016, after I had Jada, I started thinking about it again. And I was doing my bows. I was doing my handmade bows.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I really think I want to go into real estate, but time was not on my side.
Yeah.
Like my kids were tiny. Eric was working 12 hours. We did not have time for me to like go to school. So I told Eric, I was like, whenever we PCS, whenever that is, I was like, you know how it is.
I know.
Like, I'm going to real estate school. I don't care what nobody said. I'm going to real estate school, and that's what I'm going to do, because, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if we do move, like, I could still do it whenever we move. So I was like, I want to start it whenever we move. So when we got to Virginia, I went ahead and found a class, and I enrolled, and that summer, I started class, and I did it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love it. That's something that I don't think a lot of people understand about military spouses. Like, it's great to work for people, to get in the government system and have a job that you can move with, but that's like not everybody's destiny. So when we create businesses, it's normally not a hobby. It's because it's hard to have these gaps in our resume, and it's like it looks like, oh, we only work every 2 years, we're off for like a year, and then we go back to work. It's super hard. That's why I definitely love being an entrepreneur, because my business can travel with me. Just need my laptop, my iPad, whatever, and some good internet connection, and you can make money. So that's definitely something that is hard on military spouses. And I just wish, I know everybody's not an entrepreneur, but having something for yourself, because of course our spouses go to work every day. They have a job, they get a guaranteed paycheck. But, for us, sometimes that's just not always certain. So I love seeing military spouses out there securing the bag.
Yeah. Because, it helps too. Like, it helps the household, and
absolutely.
I struggled with that when me and Eric first got married, because I wasn't working. And I'm like, what is this? I don't do this. Like, I bring in some money. Like, I work. So it was really a hard transition, but, I did it. But after a while, I was like, look, I'm going back to work.
Yeah.
I gotta
like, these walls and these kids are nice, but let me go do something with my life. Yes. Okay. So this question, we're going to go a little bit back, because you mentioned something about being naive and being on your floor and thinking about real estate. But so what were you doing at 19? Like, what was life like for you at 19?
At 19, I want to say might have been in my sophomore year of college. And at that time, I was, typical college student, like go to class, do what I got to do. I did have a job, so I did work part-time. I think I worked at Office Depot after my classes or whatever, just to have some money in my pocket. So, when it was time to go out or go shop, like I could, have my own money. Plus my dad, like, I'll help you out with, the important stuff. But if you just want to party and hang out, I ain't about to fund that. So, I was working and, doing school and, having fun in college.
Yes, college life. I had a tiny taste of it. Probably not as good as everybody else's college days, because I went and I was like the old head at college. But still, I had my little bit of college experience. What is the most important thing you've learned in motherhood so far, and what was life like after learning in it?
So I would say selflessness.
Oh,
being on your own is all about you. People tend to be selfish, and you can, because it's only you. But yeah, selflessness is something that I learned from motherhood, and I want to say it was like a hard lesson for me. Like having children was like, because as a new mom, you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm really doing. Like your mom or your grandma can tell you like all day what to do, but you have to do it, and you have to do it every day.
Yeah.
And just showing up and being there for someone else, and being responsible for
providing support, food, water,
everything
clothes.
for another human.
Yes.
And your husband. So it's like that was like something that is still with me today. Like, I appreciate having that lesson and, being able to help others and, especially my kids and my family, but, using that same selflessness in my business, because, these clients, they expect their agent to work for them and to be a good agent for them. So, it's a life lesson.
Yeah. So speaking of like your business, how has the pandemic shift the way you do business now?
So like everybody else, most things are virtual, like consultations are virtual on the phone. We still do in-person showings, but I've also relocated a couple people virtually. So I would go out and show homes on my phone, and they would, choose, which house they wanted. Home buyer events. I haven't done any yet. I'm thinking about doing a couple, but home buyer events, people don't really want to, be in a group setting, so you can do them online. But like open houses, some people still do them, but I haven't done any since this whole thing started going. But I actually enjoyed doing open houses, but I haven't done them since, the whole.
Wow. I wouldn't say a mighty big shift, but still, little changes that have happened. But it has not stopped. What do you have going on?
No,
so that's
like,
good.
this market is still like going like full force. Like people are buying, like we have so many buyers. That's why it's a seller's market. Like we don't have enough inventory for everybody. So it's like mad dash.
So what has been the biggest obstacle that you faced being a military spouse and a mom raising children while your husband serves overseas?
Ooh, girl.
Because I know that's a big one.
So just not having like support and help in your area. So, I mean, our parents support us, you know, family, friends, but having someone local, oh man, like we have a sitter, but even she has her own life too.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, not being able to drop them off at grandma and stuff when I have to do a whole lot of things. Just not having enough support. I mean, when, you know, you got to pay your sitter, you know, you got to pay. So, I mean, but it's cool. Like I'll pay, but it's just like not having like support all the time. It's, you know, I know a lot of other military spouses probably feel the same way when you're not in your home state. So it's just like trying to figure out how you can work it because it's always something to do. Like when my husband is overseas, everything is on me. You know, car maintenance. Oh, get the house pressure washed. Oh, the kids need appointments. Like today we had a vision appointment, dentist appointments. Then I have my clients appointments, and it's just virtual school. Like, oh gosh, just not having. Just doing it all is, you know, an obstacle. But I mean, it comes with territory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something that we sign up for and something that we got to get through. And, you know, their deployments and their, you know, tours aren't forever. So, I mean, it's just one of those things and we'll get through it.
I definitely always feel like that first month that my husband is gone, it's like everything hits the fan. I'm like, really? And then it gradually gets better, and then, you know, we all get used to the situation, and then it's like, you know, he comes back and then it's like we're all off schedule.
Yeah, and then you gotta figure it out again. It's like you've been gone for 2 years, so now how is it gonna work again? Because it's not that you don't belong anymore. But it's like we got used to a new normal. You've been gone, so that transition can be harder than him actually leaving.
So, that reintegration process is woo.
Yeah, it can be rough.
Jeez.
It can be rough.
Especially on the kids, because it's like, you know, I understand FaceTime and video and telephone, but nothing can take away, you know, of that physical contact and that quality time. So I really applaud you because I know I've been through it. I'm almost at you're almost at the end too. So almost, we almost there. But I was like, Sean is like, you know, I'm gonna just sit at home when I retire. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
He's not.
You're gonna be up under the hood of somebody's car. You are not.
They're gonna stay busy. Yeah. Like, I mean, I think that's kind of hard for them too to even imagine like what it's gonna be like on the other side. But I mean, we'll be here to help them.
Yes, this question is fun. I always like asking this question. What profession other than your own would you have liked to try?
So let's see. Maybe healthcare IT or health informatics. Yeah, I have 2 degrees in public health, and that was something I wanted to do. But because, you know, moving around, like, I got gaps in my resume. You know, I have like, you know, I don't really have healthcare management experience, but you know, that's a field that's like gonna be here forever. Like, I feel like, and it's gonna just keep growing because everything is going like technology and IT. Like you need it for everything. You know, electronic medical records and just everything. So I think if, you know, I had a career shift or if I wanted to try something new, I would just maybe try to pivot that way. Because I mean, it's job security there. You know, I have like the public health, you know, healthcare background. So I mean, you know, I could probably finesse it.
Definitely, the healthcare industry is definitely huge and needed. So shout out to all of the healthcare professionals, especially throughout this pandemic and dealing with, you know, COVID and now the vaccine. So they are definitely been working hard over the last I can't believe, really, I'm about to say this, that in 2 months it's going to be like no, actually this month, because this is kind of when we started hearing about COVID-19. So that's crazy to just imagine a year ago, and then like March is when it really hit the
Yeah,
fan.
I was about to say that's when our kids up here they were like,
Yeah.
don't send them back.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do?
So I don't have this question written down, but like where were you when you like got the call about like school being like they're not going back for a week? That first call.
Oh, I want to say the kids were actually in school, and I was going to pick up Ava because Jaden was doing a half day. I was actually almost about to go pick up Ava, and I got like, because the schools here, they'll call you, they'll text you, they'll voicemail
They sure
you.
will.
So I'm like, what is this? So
Yep.
I was going to pick her up, and then when I got in there to pick her up, because the kindergartners, you got to go in there and actually physically get them. So her teacher was like, oh, I don't think they're going to be coming back, but just listen out, for calls and texts and stuff. And they never went back. And I'm
wow.
like,
Yeah. I was actually home. Like we were supposed to go to St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. So I was like watching the news and everything. And I was like, I don't know what this virus is. I don't know how you get it. Nobody has any true information. And I was just like, we are about to cancel this trip, but we were already, going home regardless. So we just like stayed home that weekend and was like just listening to all the information. And they were like, oh, the kid's not going back to school. So like we stayed home for an extra few days because they're not going. It's like they're not going to school, so extend our vacation, eat some good food, spend some time with our parents. Because at that point, I don't think we understood that it was going to be like you shouldn't go see anybody, you shouldn't visit older people, you need to wear masks. Yeah, so it was definitely a turning point, I think, in all of our lives. So
everybody, yeah.
Wow. I didn't even plan to ask that question, but that's a good one.
It is crazy.
Let's jump back into more information about your profession in the real estate industry. So say I want to decide I want to, go ahead and buy a house tomorrow. And what do I need to like get pre-approved for a loan?
Okay, disclaimer, I am not a mortgage loan officer. So, okay, I'm going to stay in my lane, but I'm going to give you the basics. So what you need for pre-approval are your W-2s, your bank stub, your pay stubs, your bank statements, your license, your social security number. I think that's just about it because they basically need your information so they can run your credit to see where you're at, and they need to see that, you are actually making some money so you can potentially pay your mortgage.
Mm-hmm. So have you seen any entrepreneurs like have a hard time with getting like pre-approvals or a hard time just going through the process because sometimes our income is kind of all over the place? So you have any advice or any tips?
So I personally haven't worked with any entrepreneurs seeking a home loan and buying a house, but I believe all you need is 2 years of, like your would be like a 1099 or something. Yeah. You just need like 2 years worth of like, hey, here's 2 years worth of like what I did. This is what I made, just to show them like, oh, I do have income. This is what I've made the past 2 years. I haven't really worked with anyone, but as long as you have like 2 years worth of, something showing them that you can potentially afford the house, then I think it should be okay.
Yeah. Does it help that you have like maybe money saved up in your savings account or, just showing that you have like what I guess we'd call liquid asset? Is that what they say?
I'm sure that would help, but honestly, I would have to get some more information about that because most of the people that I've worked with so far were military, VA loan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
different.
But I can definitely get some more information on that for you.
Can you explain a few of the different loan types?
Yeah. So let's see. I know a lot of people have heard of like a FHA loan. So the FHA loan is a government-backed loan through the Federal Housing Administration, and usually the down payment is like 3.5%. So a lot of like first-time home buyers go for this option. I think there's you have to fall in the income range to be able to get that loan, and then there's the conventional loans They aren't really backed by the government agencies, but those down payments are between 3 and 20% down. Down payments are like 3 to 20% down. VA loans are backed by the Department of Veteran Affairs, and usually those are 0% down. And there are also USDA loans. They're backed by the United States Department of Agriculture, and they're for rural areas. So like Georgetown, I think Georgetown qualifies for some USDA loans because, we in the woods, like it's rural, so
Yeah, very much
those
so.
are also 0% down, but I would just have to get some more information on those because up here in Virginia, it's kind of like metropolitan.
Yeah.
So I haven't worked with any of those, but those are 4 types of loans that you could secure to buy your next home.
Yeah. And I know a lot of you might be listening and it sounds like, me and Kristen are just having a conversation without y'all. And it's because we know each other from middle school, high school. We grew up in the same area. We know a lot of each other's family. We are well acquainted. And when we mentioned Georgetown, I'm sure I've told you guys a lot of that. That's where I'm from.
Like,
so
that?
Yeah, it's on the map. It's on the map. Yes, it's there. If you I always tell people, if you've been to Myrtle Beach or Charleston, you probably drove through Georgetown and saw the woods and saw the trees and the bridges. Okay, so this is always a fun question that I like to ask. So, if you could work with 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be?
Beyonce, because Beehive, just because of her work ethic. She is like the queen of, working and not telling nobody what she's doing and then just popping out and, getting us to give her all of our money.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, I want to work with her because I'm a fan. Let's see. Maybe what's her name? Journey Smollett.
Yes.
That's my girl.
I love her.
She just seems like a down to earth person, like a regular person. I really like her.
She can act her butt off.
What? Yeah, I watched that new show she was on. What's it called?
Trying to find her name so I can remember the name of the show.
It is a scary show.
Lovecraft Country.
Yes, we are tripping.
I wasn't up every night watching it when it came on.
And see, I watched it after everybody else did. I watched it later and it was good. I was binge watching like crazy.
Yeah, I was 3 episodes in and then I was like, Sean, you have to watch this. So I watched it again and then we were on the same page and then it became a couple things. I love watching shows with him because when something happens and we're laying in bed, we do this. It's like this look and we're like, oh my gosh, did you see what just happened? And I'm like, yeah, duh, I was watching TV.
You're like, no, but did you see what I saw?
And it was like, oh my gosh. And then we discuss and we talk about what we think is going to happen next. But it's always, I think that is the best quality time. Finding a show that you both can watch or that you're into. Because
our show is Power.
That too. Love it.
With Eric being overseas, we'll time it. And I'm like, yo, you got to get up. You gotta watch Power. Stay up. You gotta watch Power.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's fun. The last person would be Issa Rae.
Oh yes, my Capricorn sister.
She is a creative mind, out of this world. I love, seeing what she's doing, and it's just amazing because she's our age too, and it's just wow, yeah, her.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I always love her story because it's look at where she started, and it's not a struggle story, but I love a started from the bottom. Now we hear type of story.
Yeah, she didn't have anybody really helping her. She figured it out. Had
all the no's and was like, nah, I'm gonna do this, and then now look,
still doing it.
Absolutely, I love it. So, what is one thing you want people to know about you after listening to this episode?
I guess I want them to know that I am a military spouse that decided to make the most of my time and to try to do something that would not only help others, but that can help my family. I'm just trying to show my daughters that you can have a family, but you can still do things for you. You can have a career Like you can still, there are options. You don't have to, just because you're married doesn't mean that you have to stop thinking about yourself or put your dreams on hold. And if you're in the market to buy a house in a different state, like you can still call me or send me an email and I can find somebody that can help you. Like that's another thing, like people don't really understand about realtors. We work together, but we don't work together. We might not work with the same company, but we all realtors, we have a connection. Like we can work together and we can help you find your new house or sell your house.
Yeah, I love that. So what would be some advice that you would give to someone who may just be starting in this industry or just trying to break into the real estate industry?
Okay, once you get your license, I would say just letting everyone know that you are a real estate agent. Like everybody, even people back home in your hometown, your new friends in your new town, past friends, everybody know. Put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram. Just let people know because people don't think about real estate every day. You know, you don't think about it every day. So when it's time for you to think about it, not think about your friend. Because you just might not think about him or her. Just be a present agent. They always say, don't be a silent agent. Don't be a private agent. Just let people know that you're an agent now. Get them excited about it. Send them some business cards. Just a quick note. Just let them know like what you're doing now. And just ask them how you can help.
Yeah. So do you think you're currently building a brand like bigger than you just, working for somebody right now? Do you think you'll eventually branch out and have your, I don't know what they call them, firms or what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So have your own.
Yeah, eventually that's one of my goals too, because in Virginia you have to be a salesperson for about 3 years before you can get your broker's license. So you have to be a broker in order to have your own firm. That's one of my goals. I don't know where we're going to be.
Yeah.
In, the next it'd be like the next maybe 2 years, 1.5 years. I don't know where we're going to be, but I would still like take the broker's exam and try to sit for my broker's license and get that. But as far as like having my own firm, I don't know. That's a ways out because it's just a lot that goes into it. You have to be ready to take on agents and guide them through everything, figure out the whole money piece for them and your agents. It's just a whole lot. I mean, eventually down the road, that's something I want to do. But in the meantime, I'll be a salesperson until I become a broker.
So I got another interesting question. If you guys were to happen to go overseas as a family, does real estate look different from an international standpoint? Like, would you have to get a different type of license, or is this something you might have not looked into yet?
I haven't looked into it. I don't know what that would look like. In my mind, I'm always thinking like, if we have to go overseas, then I won't be able to, because I mean, if we're in Italy, I'm not Italian.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to do that? And everybody would probably be like on base housing, or even if you're out in town, you would probably be working with an Italian agent. So I would probably have to put it on hold, or I could put my license into referral status. I could still refer clients out to other agents that are maybe in Virginia or anywhere. Just refer them to a realtor, and that way I can still keep my license active.
Yeah. Oh, look at me just coming out the gate with these questions. So my final question is kind of just like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, we will be maybe Eric.
I love the maybe, because I understand exactly what the maybe means.
Well,
because it's like, ooh, if I make this rank.
I know, and also I'm like, let's just say he will be like a little past 20 years, so he would have the option to retire. So I just don't know what it looks like, because if he does, then we got to figure out where we're gonna like put down roots. Like we don't know. We don't know. And if he stays in, Lord knows where we're gonna end up at. So I don't know. And
or if you have to deal with another deployment, like
most of our marriage has been him being deployed. So I'm almost used to it, sad to say, but I'm used to this life, like just kind of like, figuring it out here, with me and the kids. But I don't know. I mean, I'll probably be selling real estate still wherever we are, and hopefully we'll I don't know, have a plan by then.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know how it is.
Yeah.
We just
I know.
don't
We
know.
just
We
be
don't know.
waiting on orders, instructions, and people to tell us where we going.
Yep. Where we going? Where we going next?
Yep. What's happening next? When we gotta pack by?
I know. When do we have to pack? Oh, I hate that part.
All right. So this is my favorite part of the podcast, my Q Money Bag Start of the Week. And because Kristen is also a military spouse, I want to talk about the misconceptions of being a military spouse. So I have two, but I think a lot of people do have their own opinion about people in the military. But I feel like everyone should get to know a military spouse or just a soldier who is serving in the military, because a lot of people do join for different reasons. I myself, like I've talked about before, was also in the Army, so I see both sides of it.
Mhm.
I know a lot. The transition, I would always say, has been difficult from going from active duty to military spouse. It's like two totally different worlds. But one of the first ones that I always think is funny is when people say that housing is free for us. So they think we don't pay bills, like we just live on these installations and we don't have to spend any money, which is a total lie. Yeah, so our husbands get paid BHA. Do they call it the same in the Navy?
Mhm.
Okay, so
yeah.
BH. What did I say? It's the wine. BH. It's the wine. Okay. So no, they get paid a certain allotted amount for that. Basically, if you live on post, they take it from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, it's deposited into your bank account with your regular check, but you still have to pay your rent or your mortgage or whatever. So no, housing is not free. And the only thing that I would say is free, like we don't have electric, living on post, you don't have electric bills and water bills and gas bills and stuff like that. If you live off post, you have a home, you still have to pay for things like that. So
for everything.
No, we don't live for free. We still got to buy our own groceries. We still have to pay for daycare, even though daycare is a lot of times on the installations. We still got to pay for that.
Still got to pay.
And it's real expensive.
Yes.
Very expensive because of the tier system that they go by. So if you and your spouse work, you're in a higher tier. Yes. So therefore, your childcare bill is higher, which makes no sense to me. Can we get a discount?
One rate, a flat rate for everybody.
Gosh. Yes. And this one is absolutely funny. Spouses don't work. So what are we doing?
Sit at home all day.
Yes. And we play in makeup and we dress up and we go to the commissary with heels on and we push a cart with nothing in it. Oh, so what are some misconceptions that like you've heard or that you could think of?
Oh, y'all rich.
Oh, where?
Like, I mean, no shade to the military, but I mean, I'm sure like most of our spouses would maybe make a little more money in the civilian sector. You know what I'm saying? So it's
absolutely.
Like, I mean, okay, but that's like a really common misconception. It is a great living, like a great way to make a living in the military. It's a lot of, perks to it. But I mean, nobody getting rich out the military. For real. Yeah. Like
they really should get paid more than what they get paid.
They should get paid more. I mean, it all comes down to like how you set up your finances, what you're able to do. But at the same time, like everybody making no millions.
No.
Like millions. Like no.
Yeah, we still gotta.
That's one that I...
And have a budget.
Yeah, gotta have a budget. And another one would be, I don't know, like we're lazy. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you don't, all you do is stay home with the kids.
Or all you do is have babies. That's the other one. They like to say that.
Kids. Like, this is, I told Eric this month, I was like, I've never worked harder on a job than being a stay-at-home mom with these kids. Like, it's just nonstop. Like, especially when they're little. It is.
Oh, girl, when they get older too.
I mean, but it just seems like it's a little more manageable when you're not like changing diapers.
Yes. Oh.
Doing all of that. But yeah, I've never worked harder in my life than being, a stay-at-home mom with my kids and just kind of like managing like a household, because it's just what?
And we're not complaining. So anybody listen, we're not complaining. We just really venting and letting y'all know that this shit hurts.
Yeah, and just know that military spouses, we're not lazy. We have like a lot on our plates. We deal with different things that other people that aren't in the military world, they don't understand. Would probably freak out if they had to have their husband leave. So it's like but it's like.
And you hear it. You can hear it. My friends will be like, I don't know how you do it. Like, your husband has been gone 9 months, or he has to leave and go here, or even family members like, y'all have to move there? Why so far? Like, but it's like after 15 years, you're like, you still don't get it?
No, they don't get it. I don't know if it's they don't want to get it, but I just think that because it's not their reality, it's just hard to grasp it. And that's cool. It's fine. Just know it's not easy over here. Or at all. Or any military spouse's house.
Yes. So power to all the military spouses out there who are waking up every day, slaying the day, owning a business, working at a job that you love, and taking care of these kids. So we're coming to a close on the episode, but I just want you to tell everyone where they can find you at in these internet streets, your website, how they can reach out to you, ask you questions, or follow you.
So my Facebook, you can find me at facebook.com / Kristen Sessions Realtor. My Instagram is Kristen Sessions __. Somebody took my name. So I had the __. So yeah, Kristen Sessions __ on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. My email, you can email me at ksessionsre@gmail.com.
So I truly appreciate you for coming on and just sharing some insight about your industry. So thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you had a good time.
I did. Thank you for having me. This is different, but I'm glad that you invited me.
Yes, you're welcome. I do want to congratulate you. How much was it again? For the because we gotta drop the receipts.
My first full year I sold over $1.7 million in real estate.
Yes.
And a lot of people and see, a lot of people, they're like, oh, you made 1.7 million. I'm like, I did not make 1.7. I sold it. There are splits and commissions and stuff, so you don't make what you sell.
Of course.
For my first year, it wasn't too bad. So
that is so good. I'm so proud of you. Love it. So that is a high note that we can end on. So again, make sure you guys follow Kristen. Make sure you hit her up on social media. If you have any questions, if you're in the Virginia area, make sure you get her as your realtor. And thank you guys for listening to the Coins and Connections podcast. Until next time.